I've been using the Insta360 X3 for a very long time now, and over the months of use I've been thinking about the different upgrades which could be done to this camera to make it even better. I'm talking the new X4. Now, I'm not saying the X3 is bad, quite the opposite actually. It has been my favorite travel and motorcycle camera ever since I got it, but there's always room for improvements. So in today's video I want to discuss the possible upgrades that we might see to the new X4 and when this will be released. First, the resolution, which is the most exciting part. Even though the X3 records videos in 5.7K at 30 FPS, it only outputs 2.7K videos when exported at 4K ProRes using the Insta360 Studio app, and closer to 1080p when using the mobile app, which again doesn't really look that bad, but it's not a 5.3K resolution video which is shot on a GoPro, and it will never be either because these are two different cameras for two different purposes. But if we look at the resolution of the camera and the products made by Insta360, we have the X2 shooting videos at 5.7K, the One RS 360 module at 5.7K, the One RS 1-inch at 5.8K, and the X3 at 5.7K resolution. But if we move away from the consumer cameras and over to the professional 360 cameras, we do have the Pro, the Pro 2, and the Titan, where both the 360 Pro and the Pro 2 shoots 8K videos and the Titan 11K. Those stitched together and exported, the quality and resolution will be reduced. For how much, I'm not sure, but the process is the same as the X3. Now, I'm not saying we can expect 11K on the X4. The Titan is after all a $15,000 unit, but for Insta360 to release a new 360 camera, they really have to make it better than what we see with the X3 for people to actually buy it. The resolution also has to be higher in order to output a better and closer to 4K image, and going from 5.7K to 6K just won't make it. So my guess is that the X4 will be recording 8K videos up to 30 FPS. The technology is there, it's just a matter of when they want to add this to the normal users like you and me. Now, in form of upgrades, we could also potentially see another upgrade, which is 10-bit colors. And this would be a pretty smart move, to be honest, since both the GoPro and DJI have 10-bit already. If Insta360 would add this to the X4, even if it was for the single lens mode only, it would be a huge improvement and really add to the versatility. And talking about improvements, the X3 is running with an aperture of f1.9, which is pretty good actually, because it allows more light to come in through the lens, which results in a better low light image. But in order to get the absolute best low light image coming from the X3, you would have to use manual settings to prevent the camera from shifting everything from white balance to ISO and shutter speed. But as we see more and more action cameras becoming better at low light, would there be a possible upgrade to the aperture of the X4? Well, it's hard to say, but lowering the aperture from f1.9 to f1.7 would definitely add some extra improvements. Not as much, but it might help on the overall improvement of the quality. Now, in order to shoot 8K videos, we might see a bigger body as well, which is kinda needed for the bigger internal fan, which is required for the camera to not overheat. It's just like the Insta360 Go 3, which is slightly bigger than its predecessor, the Go 2, because it has a better heat dissipation to optimize the airflow. But even though the X4 might have a bigger body, I don't think we can expect a bigger screen, which to be honest is actually not needed either, because the more screen real estate you have, the bigger is the chance for you to actually crack the camera. So by having the screen going from edge to edge on the side is something I don't really like. If anything, my personal opinion, I would actually lower the screen a little bit on the side so we don't risk having potential scratches or any damage to the side of the screen. But that is my personal opinion though. I still love the screen of the X3. I think it's a fantastic screen, so responsive, but I don't want to see it any bigger, and I doubt that they will make it bigger as well. I think this is kind of the sweet spot of how a screen should be on a 360 camera. But I'm also curious to know your thoughts on this topic. Would you like to see a bigger screen on the X4? Would you like to see a smaller screen, or do you think the screen which we have on the X3 would be a perfect fit for the X4 as well? Now, when it comes to sensors, the X4 has a 1/2-inch sensor, which I believe will be the same sensor for the X5. X4, as they already have the 1RS 1-inch model, which is the top of the line of consumer 360 cameras. So as I can see it, the only reason Insta360 would add a 1-inch sensor to their most affordable consumer 360 camera is for the 1RS 1-inch model to be upgraded first, and I doubt that this will happen in the near future. Now, another interesting upgrade we might see is more color profiles. The Go 3 was introduced with 10 brand new color profiles to better fit the consumer's style and preferences and to make the post-processing more convenient. So I think this is something that will be added to the X4 as well, but I do wish for a flat 10-bit color profile. That would be my only wish for the X3. I wish it had a flat 10-bit color profile, but it doesn't. So hopefully we can see that with the X4. Now, another feature I've been using a lot with the X3 is the single lens mode, which allows me to shoot 4K videos at 30 FPS or 2.7K with a massive 170 degrees field of view, also called max view. So what I really like is to use the max view when I'm out riding my bike, and I also see a lot of people here on YouTube using it for different scenarios. I'm not sure if this will get an upgrade though, but I'm hoping Insta360 sees this video and adds this to the list. My request would be to upgrade the max view to 4K, maybe add 2 custom options on the field of view, like one is 155 degrees and the other one is 178 degrees, so slightly bigger than the current 170. I would also like to see a high resolution in single lens mode, or at least 4K up to 60 FPS. I'm also curious to know what you guys think of this. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, another feature which was highly promoted by Insta360 themselves was the Me mode, which I also think will receive an upgrade on the X4. Now, if you're all new to Insta360 cameras, what Me mode does is basically tracking you, so you don't have to think about reframing later or how you actually hold the camera. You will always be in the center of the frame, which is a pretty nice feature. Unfortunately, this is only available in 1080p, which is a bummer, but I believe that this will be upgraded to 2.7K. The reason I don't think we'll see 4K right now is because of the processing happening internally with the tracking. The higher the resolution, the greater is the risk of overheating, but it would be awesome to see 4K resolution in Me mode and have a prompt message saying that the camera has a greater chance of overheating in this resolution, or even put a 5-minute record limit to it so you could capture those short clips here and there. That would be probably the best solution for this if the camera has a greater chance of overheating. But 4K tracking in Me mode would definitely be a big step up from the X3. Now, one thing I do expect to be brand new with the X4, or I'm not sure if it will come, but I'm really hoping it will come, is a new magnetic mount system. I'm not saying like it's going to be fully magnetic, but something which is, you know, similar to the Go 3 but in a different way. Now, how practical this would be and how it would look is really hard to tell, but my guess would be to still keep the 1/4-inch screw hole which already exists and then add the magnetic field around that, plus having the 2 secure pins on each side. This would be the best solution in my opinion, since the X4 would be taller than a normal action camera. The risk of the camera becoming loose is higher, but to have 2 different options to choose from depending on your activity would be awesome. So let's say when you're out on your motorcycle, for example, you use the 1/4-inch screw on the bottom of the camera, and when you're doing hikes, vlogging, or anything similar like that, you can use the magnetic quick lock system for a faster and more convenient way of shooting videos. If this would be the case, I think it would be much more convenient for us that wants to shoot 360 videos to place this camera anywhere we want in a much faster way. Now we have to unscrew everything, and it takes some time, but it still goes faster than a GoPro, in my opinion. I feel like the GoPro is just so annoying when it comes to these GoPro mounts, but 1/4-inch screw on the X3 is really amazing, but it still takes some time. So I hope they add a magnetic system to that, because now they have introduced it to the Go 3. I see no reason why they shouldn't add it to all their future products. It's just amazing how this magnetic system is. It reminds me of the Action 3, and yeah, it's just amazing how fast and convenient it is to use this type of system, and I think every single camera being produced in the future should have a similar design. Now, as for release date, I don't expect this to be released now in 2023. However, I do think it is in development and maybe even close to being ready. But given the release cycle of these 360 cameras, the One X was released back in October 2018 and the One X2 in October 2020, and the latest X3 was released September 2022. So we're more likely to see the X4 being released in 2024, as it seems to be a 2-year span between each release. Though my only hope would be for the X4 to be released in the first quarter of 2024, which would allow me to have the unit and use it when the motorcycle season starts here in Norway. I would appreciate this being released, sooner than later. I hate getting these cameras when the winter season starts here in Norway because it's so cold and I don't like it. I want to use these cameras on a hike. I want to, use them during the summer. So my only wish is for this to be released before the summer next year. Now, everything I've been talking about in this video is only speculations. Insta360 is one of the best companies to keep everything a secret until a few days before they have their unit released. So just like we saw with the Go 3, and I was constantly going in and checking if there was any leaks about the Go 3, but there was nothing. Only a few days prior to launch started to pop up some leaks on the internet, Twitter and Google and so on. So I haven't really been able to find any valid information about the X4. So all of this is just my speculations about the X4 and what I think is coming to the X4 and what not is being upgraded. But I really hope that this camera is shooting 8K resolution. So after the reframing, after the export, everything, we have a closer to 4K resolution look of the videos. If that is the case with the X4, I think it's going to be one of the best 360 cameras ever made. I believe it's going to be better than the One RS 1-inch model, but only time will tell. Now, I want to know what type of features you would like to see in the X4 and what type of features do you think will come to the X4? Is there anything that they should improve and is there anything that they should remove? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And who knows, maybe Insta360 is watching this video right now and decides to, add features based on your feedback. So really important, let me know down in the comment section below what type of features you would like to see in the X4. So that's everything I had for you today. Let me know down in the comment section below, and also don't forget to drop a like if you would like to see the X4 sooner than later. And also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any future videos. And with that said, take care and I will see you in the next video.